Alright, we can get started. Mission files loading. There's about 110, 111 people on. Let me check. 117 people on. Alright. Wait, hold on. Wide route reading message. Ah, another thing for the multi. Alright, if that's the case, I'll get that added, and then we'll throw that on our multi-link here. Hit the update button 20 times so that thing actually does the damn thing. Let's go ahead and write up our prediction. This is going to be who will win this OFCRA match. Blue 4.
Send in GOAT Team 6 now.
Long live Fluffers.
Key plus. And we'll have this go for 20 minutes. Because I don't know how long it's going to fully last here. But yeah, no, that should be good. Corvac, thanks for the 23-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. So this is going to be looking at the new map of Sahatra. This is a map I think I've added to our training mod set too, so I'm really curious to see how these guys deal with this urban positioning. Otherwise, OFCRA is going to be spawning in 2 groups. Join your side chat, please. Squad leads, gamers, ready to destroy the Polish. Okay, NASA has joined Zixme in the fighting of the Polish. That's kind of weird, but that's fine. So we got Iraqi forces and Ion spawning up here in this little compound. So both of them are tied to OFCRA today. We've got, just checking my mic quality here. I'll be rebalancing audio a little bit as things go down, but we'll see how that goes, because my mic keeps getting quieter and quieter over the past few weeks, and I honestly have no idea why. And it's just weird at this point, so we'll make that work. But in the meantime, I'm going to crank this back to where it was, and we'll go from there, because I don't know. It's weird how that keeps happening. Regardless, Blue 4 is going to be spawning up here. They've got an extraction point. Blue 4 is going to be mainly doing the offensive stuff. OFCRA defending. I haven't seen it just yet, but I hope that this is a good one. And ARP, hello, and goodbye, and I love you too. But let's go ahead and go over the actual mission parameters for today. I'm going to tab out and read them off to you. If you want to follow along, feel free to type !mission, and, you know, I'm going to test it before I do it, because you never know with this silly little thing. Alright, cool. Because there's some days where I hit the update button 20 times and it refuses, or the bot just dies, and I want to be... well, I want to be thorough on that. Anyway, objectives for today. You got to remember, OFCRA, they play purely on points. There isn't a wiping of each other's sides like there is in Friday Night Fights. It is just down to the points. So even if everyone dies, as long as you have more points, you win. Blue 4's objective and OFCRA's objective combined is to capture this oil refinery, but they spell it with an A. R-A-F-F-I-N-E-R-A. It's the refinery. That's funny. Regardless, that is the end goal objective. That is worth 3 points. There is also an Iraqi officer. He is the HVT here. Blue 4 have to kill him within the 60-minute mark, whereas OFCRA have to defend him. There is a journalist in the prison over here that needs to be extracted in the extract zone right up here. That is worth 2 points as well. So OFCRA basically defending 2 VIPs. Blue 4 have to pull one to one location. The other one has to be eliminated. And those are cashed in at the 60-minute mark. And then, of course, you have the supremacy bonus. They've actually tiered these up, each one being a point. So if you knock your opponents out to 15, 10, or 5 players, each iteration of 5, they're gained to an additional point, starting at the 15 marker. So if OFCRA has 15 people left alive, Blue 4 gains a point. If OFCRA has 10 people alive, Blue 4 gains a second point. If OFCRA has less than 5 people alive, Blue 4 gains a third, and vice versa for OFCRA to Blue 4. So that is our supremacy bonus on the side, which, again, gives bonus points for if you utterly crush your opponent, but if your opponent plays to the objectives and still gets a perfect score there, you're not going to win. I kind of like that system, to be honest, because otherwise every other mission can just kind of spin down to a TDM, and I prefer the objective play, but that's just me personally. Hey, Spooky, how you doing? Let me know when you have that post write-up, because you said that you were going to write one. Let me know if that's not the case, because I was going to DM you later tonight about that. But yeah, let me know, because I'd like to get that post out in my community, if you don't mind. Stop speaking Dova in my mic. What, is my mic bugging out now? Lovely. Please, keep breaking everything in my setup. Oh, well. Anyway, let me go ahead and add our grand total. We're at 119, so I'm going to write 115 plus player. In the title here, that might climb up to 120, but that's what we're sitting at here. Gotcha, Spooky. I appreciate it, broski. Otherwise, numbers-wise, last time I checked, it was sitting at like 57 blue 4, 52 op 4, but that totals up to 109, so there's still 10 players unaccounted for, so that can deviate, but it was leaning into a bit of a blue 4 number advantage, but only by a handful. Really, this is just going to be down to what side has what assets and what op 4 decides to defend. I'm going to be honest, op 4, just on paper, if they hold the HVT in the final position, that's all they really need to do. This AO is kind of goading them to separate their forces here. We could see op 4 do a simple half and half divide of Ion covers the HVT, op 4 covers the prison, and then, or excuse me, the Iraqis cover the prison, and then both units converge and go to the final capture point. Because if they hold those two, this point is moot at that point here. Whereas blue 4, they're kind of forced to engage one of these positions, because if they just go right for the oil field, they're screwed. Because at that point, it's going to be 2 points for the HVT, 2 points for the prisoner, and then 3 points for the final objective. I mean, 4 beats 3. So blue 4 is going to be forced to make an engagement here. And op 4, they can literally just hold one position and gain the 2 points and then counterattack into the refinery area in the last 30 minutes. So we'll probably see blue 4 either do a pincer maneuver or just outright attack one position and then go for the final objective capture area. Whereas op 4 either are going to hold everything. Actually, no, they're going to be forced to hold at least 2 objectives here for the numbers. So probably they'll hold the HVT with Ion. Iraqi forces will hold the prison. They might send some reinforcements over to the HVT. And then we have the observation points here. We'll see where that comes into play. But I'm going to be honest, by the time that both commanders start factoring the supremacy bonus, it's an OFCRA match. They're not really going to have any room to factor that in. It's just kind of, it is what it is at that point. But again, we'll see how the assets go down. We'll see how things go. And I'm curious to see what the point disparity is. We did the poll, or excuse me, the prediction poll. Mainly for players who are playing to come in, place their bets on themselves or on the opposite team if they don't like their commander, and, you know, then get into the operation. But we'll see how things go. But in terms of PvP commentary today, actually this week, we've got 3, ladies and gentlemen. Today we've got OFCRA. Tomorrow we have Friday Night Fights. We'll at least be covering rounds 1 and 2, maybe 3. And then we have Killcog on Saturday. That's going to be about 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be in the hundreds. Anywhere potentially between 200 and 400 players. It's going to more than likely have a 15-minute delay at a minimum. And I might be co-casting with a member from COG. I don't know the exact details there just yet, but I'm going to press the issue with Karma today and tomorrow. He is currently working on restructuring his Zeus program, and when he finishes that, he might have me teach some master classes to them, which I'm debating. Actually, no, I want to stream them. It's going to be up to him if I can stream them, though, because I'd love to show off how to basically create Karma's content, you know, from the backline. I think it would be pretty cool to show that off, but regardless, that's what we have planned for the weekend. Other streams that might come up, we've got POG tonight. That's going to be different than COG. That's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, continuing the campaign. We built 2 of their missions today, a few hours ago. They're going to start the game up in 30 seconds. Cool. Friday at 6 o'clock, I might be on the ground, which is why we might only cover rounds 1 and 2 of FNF, but we'll see. I might also do DayZ later in that evening. If I don't do DayZ on Friday, I'll do it on Saturday. And Saturday, I might also come up with a Zeus Op to run. I'm thinking about something SOG related, but I have literally till tonight or tomorrow morning to make that post. And, I mean, yeah, we might make it tonight, too, if I feel like doing some more mission depth tonight. I wrote out a list of operations, but we'll see. We will very much see. And righto, ham, time really does fly, right? But let's get pushed in here and see how the operation goes, and hopefully we won't hear anyone ear raping the mic as well.
Awful.
Yeah, anyway, what was I saying about that? Alright, let's get up. We got 8 minutes of warm-up here. Poll's still going to run for another 5 to 10 minutes after that. Let's go ahead and look at Blue Fort. Blue Fort looks like they're going to be commanded by Depso. Their assets include, we've got 2 MH6 Little Birds with camera. I'm wondering if they have co-pilots. I see some reserves. One of them is going to have a co-pilot, so they will have access to that camera. Excellent. We've got, oh, look, signs. Yes, because I'm sure that's going to prevent so much friendly fire in OFCRA, because it always does. That's sarcasm, by the way. But I'm going to date some timestamps here for our PvP videos on the Shenanigans channel, because I do like making those little highlight compilations. But anyway, Blue 4, we appear to have AT4s in play, M4 platforms, 249s, M2 up-armored Humvees with some transport Humvees paired, and then we've got some Mark 19 Humvees in play for Blue 4 as well. We've got a 117 in play. And looking at the rest of our force here, we got some special operative forces here with some suppressed M4 platforms and some MP7s for the pilots. All right. So definitely either motorized or air cav here, but that appears to be it. No armed aircraft, just scouting aircraft. Interesting. Looking over on the rest of the map, we don't have any other Blue 4 elements in play. That is literally going to be it. Op 4 is going to be commanded by Emil. And I don't see any dedicated leadership for Ion, so I'm assuming he's going to have full jurisdiction of everything on Op 4's side. Let's go ahead and look at the Iraqi army here. Their convoy is going to come in with an SPG-9 car. Standard UAZ. We got a Dishka in play, a second Dishka, and an AGS. So another motorized group coming in. In terms of weaponry, we're seeing mainly AKs, RPDs. And I see some SVD marksmen as well. Those are going to be really, really nice for the town itself. We see some GP25 systems as well. But I mean, the RPD versus an M249. I don't have to tell you which one wins that fight. I'm going to quickly check back on Blue 4 because I wanted to see if they have any marksman capability, because I didn't see any. But here's template AI squad here. I'm only seeing CCO 68 red dot sights. I'm not seeing any magnified optic capability. And I'm going to be honest, that's going to be really interesting to see how that contrasts. I do see some 203 systems for their GL capability. Maybe the marksmen are only on their special forces teams. Let me go back and check here.
30 minutes and then help you with HPT.
And I only see red dot scopes and whatnot. Oh no, copyrighted music, my only weakness. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, no, so we do have an ACOG on some of them. I'm going to be honest, that ACOG does kind of pair with an SVD's PSO1 scope, so... Alright, very, very even right there, but ooh. Now we've got our city, and I could instantly feel the frame loss there. We have, this is the Ion PMC spawn. We've got some M2 Humvees. We've got...
We're going east to November, Quebec, March. There, and if they start pushing us, we fall back down south.
Everett, you didn't tell me you updated 3CB to make a sit-down turret? Bro, it's a floor M2. Everett, you've outdone yourself. It teleports around. So Everett, he told me he was working on some new statics based off of the, oh my gosh, based off of, you know, like the boxes they would put on technicals with the BMP and the BTR turrets? Yeah, so this is probably Everett's latest creation. It appears to be... actually, this is perfect. It appears to be like the top mount of an M2 M113, except it's in the ground. It also appears to have some sort of cloaking technology. We can't see it now. Damn, Everett. I mean, you must have taken that from the You must have taken that script from the J-Bad forklift, right? That's probably where you got it from. That LOD issue, you've now weaponized it as a floor stack. Very effective, buddy. I'm so proud of your development work. But I'm assuming OP4, I don't see them using it here. Looks like we have another one, except the 113 is kind of like stuck, so, you know. Otherwise, Ion's going to have two M2 M113s here. You know, Everick, I don't give you enough credit, buddy. You make some crazy shit. Alright, so I didn't realize Blue 4 also had an F-15 Eagle, and it looks like we didn't catch it, but it just dropped a JDAM right on Op4 spawn and managed to destroy Ion's base. And I really hope they weren't planning on using this building, because yeah, well, they're not going to be allowed to use that anymore. Anyway, Op4's Ion group, it looks like we've got, what is that, 556s? Hold up, more things are exploding. Nope, I think that's just some cook-off explosions. Well, that's excellent. But anyway, yeah, basically some, I think these are 556s here. We got some additional cook-off going. I could be wrong, but that's what comes to mind. But basically 556 rifles here. Regardless, damn. Blue 4's air support is on point today. But we also have some other forces around. Looks like the observation points, I think, are just for Ion to have some 50 cals set up on various buildings here. That is quite nice. And it looks like we've got some other players set up on these observation points.
It will take you to the donation page, but it'll give you the...
They just have a UAZ, and you're right, that's an RPK, not an RPD. At least the ones, excuse me, that's an AK with a drum mag. The Iraqi forces, they had RPKs, not RPDs. I misspoke. Otherwise, we have the refinery over here. We got some nice divots here for some bridge play. But otherwise, nice choke points with that. You got the Ion flag going right here, and then some setup checkpoints around it. Otherwise, looking at the HVT's location, that is squared away in here. God, all of these built. No wonder it's so laggy. All these buildings are fully enterable, and then you got all these trees back here. Whew, that's gonna be a little messy to work with, but we'll make it work. HVT is located in this building. Where he is specifically, I have no idea, but oh my gosh, my camera does not like flying through this position. But I mean, you could hide a full freaking platoon in that building alone and square it off, that's for damn sure. And then looking over, we have our prison located over here with a little bit of a walled off compound. And the journalist is located in here. Excellent. They've made a fun little torture chamber in here. I see. And then we've got 4, looks like Ion PM. No, these are Iraqis. Set up over here to defend that spot. Otherwise, round has officially started. I'm going to assume OFCRA deleted the F-15 as a penalty because it JDAM'd Op4 spawn before the round officially began. So we'll probably see those vehicles refunded and the F-15 taken away because obviously the players can't keep it in their pants. Now, Blue 4 are going to be driving off into the sunset here. We see the 117's actually holding back. It's not being sent outright. Hold on. No, it is because there is a Blue 4 death right off the bat. I think I see what's going on here. So we already had, you know, some Op4 players. Wait a second. Hold on. I stand corrected. The F-15 comes back and gets a multi-kill on Op4 here. We've got multiple UAZs down. That is amazing. We also have basically 6 KIA and a 7th wounded, which will probably bleed out in that vehicle. Damn. We just saw a body fly out of that car. That F-15 is back and striking, baby. So I was going to make a joke that the M1117 was very, very hungry and decided to eat somebody. But it looks like that F-15 is stealing the show once again. We also have a vanilla drone in play here for Blue 4 to do reconnaissance. I guess that is going to come in play for for OPFOR to, or excuse me, Blue 4 to do recon there. I see some little divots in the runway over there, though. That's making me a bit concerned, but all right. So Blue 4 getting in some very early jabs. We've got Camred dead, Woodbury dead, Twig Cane, or excuse me, Kiwi is also dead. And then we've got Fast Sugar and Mosquit dead. It looks like they're being respawned, though. But we'll just have to see how that goes. And unfortunately, Boneless gets disconnected because I didn't get my pizza in time. Now, let's go ahead and see how this map works. We've got OPFOR driving out. They're not turning into the city, which means these guys could potentially be going for the end capture zone. We could very well see OPFOR spread themselves a little too thin here. It's just a matter of is Blue 4 going to do the same, and we're just going to have a lot of little skirmishes throughout the AO to see if any group actually takes the advantage anywhere, but who knows? This could really just go out either way. You got an SPG-9 car driving up the wide flank here. You got an M113 coming out all the way over here with its M2. There's a lot of different places that all of this can go. We just really need to see how it all plays off. But, well, Blue 4, it looks like they're actually coming around on the western side. They're going to be driving south. They could just set up a foothold in the refinery to begin and then potentially try to sweep either from the south to take the prison or just go in from the west and try to go for the HVT. Either side is a little risky, but I think they're going to do this route because they know if they try to come from the north, OPFOR has a lot of room to box them in before they get to the map edge, so at least by coming in from the west, they have more room to actually push in and flank around from the south potentially, or then go up to the north and potentially try to cover from this side, but there's not a lot of good terrain up here. You've got some ridges here, sure, but then you have a giant kill zone that you would have to go on. And hold on, we have an OPFOR Uncon here. That appears to be Murdy. Ah, I see what happens. We have a knocked over pine tree over here. I think Murdy tried to climb the pine tree. This isn't a pine tree, it's a palm tree, my bad. You know, Murdy's French. French people really like to finesse and touch things. So I think Murdy got really hands-on with this palm tree's coconuts, and the palm tree bitch slapped him for it. I mean, that would make a lot of sense now that you think about it, right? So, yeah. The lesson here, guys, is always ask for permission before you try to finesse a handful of coconut from a palm tree. Anyway. Going through everything here. Blue 4 still driving around. Helicopters, I think, are locked right now. We're waiting them to be unlocked probably within the first 5 to 10 minutes of the round, and then we'll see them deploy. We'll also see that drone fly off and start getting reconnaissance data on what OPFOR is doing. We still have a setup here on the far right flank. That is smart for OPFOR to basically watch this sector over here, just in case Blue 4 tries to sneak around the map, because we actually see that time and time again. Where, you know, the attacking faction will try to sneak something on the map edge, and the OPFOR commander has definitely sent a welcoming party to try and stop anything of the sort. But regardless, the only other divide we have here is a river. We'll see if Blue 4 actually decides to take it, but funny enough, looks like Blue 4 is turning their forces around, maybe noticing that this was the wrong way to go. And we could see a change in the plan happening here, but it looks like they're now dividing and heading closer to the refinery itself. We just saw a message in chat saying vehicles have been unlocked. I'm assuming they're going to start getting on the helicopters. Maybe? I don't see any of the... I don't see any infantry disappearing. I don't see any helicopter symbols, so no one's in the helicopters yet. I don't see the drone taking off. So Pingus died over there, and we have another death. It's Robert. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what's going on at this point. UAV starting to take off. People are mounting the helicopters. I guess they're waiting for clearance to actually fly themselves in. Maybe they want to get reconnaissance data first. That drone we're not going to be able to keep track of in this AO. Sorry for that, ROM button. because I don't get a symbol of it on the spectator interface. And yes, they obviously spent a good amount of time painting some very ancient arcane symbols on the map in various colors. Very important that these symbols get made. I don't know, I'm out of... Why is there a circle and okay, whatever. Alright, so Blue 4 now coming around the southern flank. They could try to finesse the prisoner out. I'd imagine helicopters would try to do it instead so they can quickly transport him out, but maybe we'll see Blue 4 come around on the southern side. But OFCRA clearly keen on defending the HVT, but this has just created a very strong northern front line. Blue 4 could easily use all these forces, bulldoze this position, but then they could also come in and attack from the south and take the prisoner right out from under them, land the helicopters to the south, pick them up, and then just scoot around. That's their 2 points. Then they hold the refinery. That's their 3 points, and then Blue 4 wins on a 5-2. There's no chat window? Whoops. It's because I take it on and off for screenshots and whatnot, so sometimes I forget to turn it back on. Mom my head. So, normally OFCRA is divided into 3 30-minute sections. You have your first 30 minutes, which I like to call the early game. Usually, early game, for larger maps where we cover the entire map, for example, like this fight, it'll be a lot of maneuvering. Maybe in the second half of early game, the, you know, after the 15-minute mark, which you have to add 8 minutes to because of the safe start, maybe you'll see a bit of action. Sometimes on smaller maps, you'll have a lot of things settled in early game before anything actually happens. But this one being a large map, we're just seeing a lot of Blue 4, the attacking faction here, doing their maneuvers here, setting up to basically have mid-game be a main chunk of the fighting. And then mid-game, your middle 30 minutes up to the hour mark. Hour mark is usually when the first objectives get scored for things, and then you have your late game or your end game, which is the final 30 minutes. Most OFCRA matches are settled by then. If not done, then it's clear to see who the winner is, so, you know. This one, definitely a larger mission. We'll probably see, I want to say by the middle of mid-game, 45-minute mark, we'll start seeing a winner emerge, but definitely by the end of mid-game, the 60-minute mark, I can predict who's going to win this one. I do, is that Landon, I believe? Off the top of my head, I don't know what to Google to get them, though. I've got stuff for vehicle rescripting, I've got stuff like general how-tos, but they're buried in the channel somewhere. We also always do mission dev. If you, actually look on the VODs, I made 2.5 missions this morning, on Twitch, and those will be released on YouTube and the VOD channel. And if you're around after POG, I'm probably going to do some more mission dev, so if you want to chill then and ask me a bunch of questions, I don't mind going through my entire process if someone asks on stream. I just try to help when I can. Alright, so Blue 4, weirdly enough, it appears we've got some bleeding here. Yes, either they played bumper cars or the palm trees aren't playing favorites, and they're also harassing Blue 4 and causing them to do medical. Based off the fact that these cars are turned this way, there might have been a little bit of a bumper car, but it wasn't enough to cause an ARMA and cause, you know, 2 teams to get wiped like we saw with the Iraqis. So anything's possible. What I'm a little concerned about, though, is this massive spread here, and the 117's being kept in the back. That shows me they want to use it as a support asset. Why are you shooting? Rather than a recon element. I assume, so some sort of invisible deity that caused them to get injured, they were probably shooting to get even. Happens all the time. Looking over here, we've got a 5-man Humvee with an M2 coming around on its own. You got Bravo going around that wide flank. Based off of what I'm seeing, Blue 4 is definitely planning an attack on the prison here. And we've got a main force set up, slowing pace, potentially to then go for the refinery. So Blue 4 is definitely going to go through the 2 southern objectives. That's going to catch a lot of OPFOR out of position and force them to go on the offense, as Blue 4 is probably going to take a major force, take the refinery, and then have smaller strike teams potentially go for the prison, because especially right here with these infantry dismounting, if Blue 4 wanted to keep more of their forces together, especially since they all came from the same position to start, they wouldn't dismount this far on, this close to the actual town itself. They'd wait in the back line and then go in. Right? Right? Then again, this is OFCRA, and you never know what could happen, but yeah. Anyway, we have an OP4 M2 M113 with a squad loaded coming down. We do have... Looks like OP4 has their command elements in an SUV waiting around in town between all the objectives. Hold on, something else explodes, and that F-15 Strike Eagle has gotten another kill with a JDAM. This time, wow. Amazing. So it looks like that F-15 was tracking a CSAT operative.
I'm on CSAT. I've got CSAT gear.
And it looks like some of the Ion forces were killed. It looks like that JDAM was going for the CSAT member from 2035, but unfortunately, OP4 just can't seem to catch a break here.
Stop spraying into it, Mongoloids. Alright, we'll respawn next time.
I'm booked. I can't.
I realise that, Block. As is only you and Bob. Can both of you take reserve slots, please, and I'll tell you
Why
back.
the fuck should we respawn that? Because we fucking deserve it.
Why don't we respawn you?
So it appears there's been some connotation with Ion. Obviously, there's no F-15E. I'm making a joke about that. But that's the second or third time. Actually, no, that's the third time now that OP4 vehicles have been destroyed because they play bumper cars. First one, I don't think it was their fault. I think it was an M113 glitching out in the floor. Second and third one, though, was their fault, where they basically rammed their vehicles together. And if anyone who's played this game for more than a single Opera 2 knows what happens and why you should never ram your vehicles together, because everything decides to explode like a Michael Bay film. Anyway, whew. I don't know. I mean, Blue 4, even if we didn't have those vehicles get destroyed for OP4, I mean, Blue 4's in a really good position right now. We got the main convoy coming around. I can only imagine these guys are playing reconnaissance right now. They've bypassed this area, so I'd imagine Blue 4 is going to go for a major attack on the prison complex itself. Yes, we do have OP4 in the observation position here, just kind of on a security detail, but really, what's this going to earn them? You got the doorway to get up there on the side. OP4's not really in any position to properly reinforce. The only thing I can think of is any of these small teams on the side get engaged early. That might cause OP4 to send forces down. We might see an early engagement right here between the two vehicles driving down on the flank, but beyond that, we don't have much. We do have some Humvees waiting here, some pulling rear security, some pulling side security. This is one of the GMG Humvees as well, so... UAZs, I think, are going to be riding the map border, though, and checking around. Might have a run-in with the 1117 at this rate. So I don't know what they're doing back here. Maybe they're picking up those reservists that they were talking about. He came back to pick something up. So they just picked something up and spawn. I don't know where they're going now. We do have the 1117 coming around, though, and if it has an angle, it can use its GMG to shoot the hell out of them. But no, those guys are going to continue to rock the map border, I guess checking the southern side, because OP4 might be thinking they should have run into Blue 4 at this point, especially with the airfield so close. And we've got Blue 4 right on top of some of the objectives. So they should have seen contact by now. So I think these guys got cold feet, and they're checking the map border on the other side just to see if Blue 4 is trying to do some sort of epic sneak around. Hey, he dropped his phone. Yeah, right? Alright, OP4, they're fortifying the south right here. I guess they were just told to set up a blocking position. And now we just have to see if Blue 4 is going to come around. Brig, thank you for the raid of 13. What were you playing, broski? But we'll see if Op4 actually spots this Blue 4 convoy coming around. No. No eyes. And that 113 is going to drown out their noise.
Le bleu, suivant batterie.
113 has now come up. There is a very small angle at less than a single degree. No, you can hear the Humvees. They just got the engine. They're calling that up. They hear the vehicles coming up. That's why. And then you got this 5-man team already breaching in. That shows a little bit of a miscoordination between Blue 4. Command's now driving down. We'll see if this force comes around maybe to get verification on those engine sounds they hear. Why is he naked? Special Forces. Damn right. So Blue 4 is literally going to go right for the prison and then probably have a helicopter come around and extract. We've got the helicopter crew still standing by to bring in commandos. Op4 Command might be in a bit of a pickle as they turn in. And he panics because he realizes he's right up to Blue 4. He starts taking fire. Command is dead. Op4 Command just got ambushed. What are the odds? And now yeah, that's amazing. Now, there's no points for killing the commander on the opponent's side, but Op4 is completely out of position for this type of attack, and now that they've lost their focal point of communication, they're in a serious amount of trouble at this point. This is a very big development for Blue 4. I don't think they realize it. They're going to realize what exactly they just did or who exactly they killed. They might pull some of the bodies out to PID, but that is honestly incredible. You hear Blue 4 laughing about the fact they just ambushed those two guys, but damn. You saw the driver panic too. Like, he could have tried to turn around, but instead he literally never turned. He should have just driven forward, because when you turn, you slow your vehicle down. Now we've got GMG starting to bombard the city. I'm willing to bet they're thinking that there's a massive Op4 garrison here, so they're trying to pull attention over here so that this larger force can come in and basically get right to the prison. But I'm going to be honest, this strike team is probably going to get there and do that before anything major happens. You've got these two groups engaging each other. M2, I think, is gun empty. Yep. Nope, still has ammo in it. They're going to pull that M113 back. We see some shots still going in. These two Vics are going to come on the rear of that formation and potentially ambush them with that SPG. Blue 4 is now thunder running that position, actually. And we see some shots going all the way up to the static position here, forcing these guys to get their heads down. And you just have only 4 Op4 elements defending that prison, but because they killed ground command, you don't see anything turning. We got one vehicle potentially going to bring in QRF, but that's it. Op4, meanwhile, are thunder running some of their forces here. And they've cut their engine. But I think Blue 4 heard them coming. You hear people, yeah, Blue 4 saying to wait out because they hear those engines. Or they're just driving right in. So they're laying low. I think because they spotted the, yeah, the Humvee right there. But now can anyone get in and actually take a shot because they're getting pinned? Ilbanek with the quick shot on Solomon there. Oh, and there's an AT4, and that kills Ilbanek and destroys the SPG-9. Very good call there. More Op4 now pushing this position. Blue 4 can reinforce out, Echo with Alpha if they decide to actually push in. But that is pretty incredible. I feel bad for these 4 Op4. They're not even, they don't have anyone on the actual prison for point security. Helicopters are ready to basically come in and do stuff. You still have that 1117 suppressing the Overwatch position. Oh, this is going to be a brutal skirmish for the OPFOR here. Llama's been forced to pull back a little bit, staying in the low ground. You got some GLs firing in, more OPFOR coming up to reinforce. Previous position being suppressed. Solomon has been brought back, and Blue 4 are hoofing it back. They're not taking their vehicles. That's a bit of an interesting choice, because I feel like Alpha could come in and reinforce, but Alpha forced a wave off. Looks like they potentially high-barred their Humvee and are unable to move with it, so I'm really surprised we're not seeing reinforcements coming in. Echo being ordered to hoof it on foot. I mean, that's going to really put them out of the game here, and now you got Blue 4 hitting this spot from multiple areas. GMG came up, knocked out this player here, but he wakes back up. But these guys are pretty much pinned in this position. We've got more Blue 4 getting knocked out on this fight over here as November pushes in. And Echo is kind of being left out here to dry at this point. I'm really surprised we're not seeing Alpha try to reinforce. Instead, they're just being pulled away. But I'm going to be honest, you normally see shit like this in OFCRA. So it's just going to be a one squad versus one squad firefight. OPFOR trying to push, but they are taking casualties. Woodbury decides to push the open. He gets wounded. GL comes in, it's short. Kiwi gets knocked over. He tries to finesse the palm tree, but the palm tree says no. Woodbury trying to keep low here. Oh, but he gets suppressed as his body rolls out to do medical, and he gets knocked out. Kiwi wakes back up after getting a little hands-on with that palm tree. And you got Blue 4 still continuing to assault that position, checking the entire map. OPFOR is turning some forces around, probably hearing that commotion, but not really doing anything. Humvee's coming in. We still have teams waiting around with Depso to bring in those helicopter groups. Otherwise, I don't see a medic queued up for Blue 4 here. So we're going to have to see. It looks like Alpha is now being ordered to rally around and potentially reinforce Echo. They're definitely going to need the medic to get their two guys up. But OPFOR is only down to 2 shooters over here. Llama the third still back here checking Ilbanek's body. Camrad being suppressed. Can't do much, though, from his position. Kiwi still pinned, staying in the low ground. Woodbury wakes back up, and we're really just waiting for these Alpha forces to come around and reinforce. Looks like Butler was able to be brought back. He was the squad's medic. He'll be able to get Solomon up, because that was the second time he got knocked out. So these Blue 4 finding more low ground. Really surprised they abandoned their vehicles, but oh well. OPFOR might be able to take those and use them against them later. Llama now pushing. And meanwhile, on this position, you got Blue 4 now pushing the Overwatch position and taking it pretty easily, actually. And now you got Blue 4 pushing on the actual prison complex. You got a little bit of a trail of blood right here, but yeah, that hostage is going to be ready to extract. Not sure if they're going to do a ground or an air evac for him. But otherwise, you still have this skirmish out here. OPFOR trying their best to push this position. Loose pulling right side security. And Alpha now holding a bit of a blocking position here, I guess, to watch their flank. I really don't understand what the hell they're doing. Hearing some distant fire, because it looks like Blue 4 is trying to thunder run this position, and they got AT'd. Why? And it looks like this Humvee is now flipped, but the M2 can't seem to shoot him because they're firing too high. Oh my god. What did you expect? What was the plan here? Thankfully, there's only a handful of OPFOR down. This was a special forces group, too. These are some of the suppressed guys. What? Love how Iak here faints and is able to stay alive. You got GLs walking into this Vic. Looks like they're out of HE ammo, though, because we're seeing flares now fired. You You got forces coming off of this observation point now coming to assist. What are these chuckleheads doing? Looking back over to this fight, we got some Blue 4 guys getting knocked out. We're hearing some explosions go off. You've got 2 OPFOR alive in this town. You still have Delta all the way out here. Alpha breaking away from Echo, not moving into assist. What? What is this shit? OPFOR looks like they've pulled back. TK Llama looks like he got picked off earlier. I can't tell who got him, though. But yeah, no, he tried to push in, but he got picked off. That's very unfortunate. And then Delta are just setting up a blocking position here. They could have come in and reinforced. Alpha could have come in and reinforced. I don't get why they didn't translate there, but I guess Depso's too busy all the way at the military base, not really coordinating his forces in the field. We got more grenades going out. These 2 OPFOR stragglers doing their best to pick off who they can. Spirit returning fire. Gregory catches another Blue 4 member out of position, knocks him out. So we've got 2 bodies here. One's on con, one's down. Another one gets knocked on con. We have another Blue 4 body getting picked off. So these 2 OPFOR running a guerrilla war here, and Blue 4 doesn't really know what to do. They need to go out and breach the buildings at this point, or plant explosives and just cook them out. But I'm also kind of surprised we're not seeing anyone going into the actual prison complex yet. They've kind of left that ambiguous. Barrows pushes, gets into a 1v1 with Gregory, and Gregory wins that fight because Gregory was guns up and Barrows was sprinting. Spirit, I don't know what the hell he was looking at, but he could have assisted, but he's looking up here. So I guess he can't tell if those are friendly or not. And now you got the helicopter coming around over here, and it's taking distant fire. I guess the helicopter is trying to come in, but was just waved off, and now it's trying to take a wider flank around because I think they're going to use the helicopter to move him. Meanwhile, looking back over here, the Blue 4 Special Forces were eventually killed off because, again, they really... I don't know why they decided to drive up here, but hey, suppressed M4s, I mean... That could be nice, especially since they're going to be the ones defending that position when whatever remains of Blue 4 decides to push in. And the Special Forces are being landed all the way up here for some reason. Now is not the time to be doing that. The only reason they'd be landing up there is if they meant to stage for the HVT. Maybe Blue 4 is thinking they can bounce up to the HVT, but at the same time, these helicopters have been usable for at least the past 10-15 minutes. To deploy the Special Forces up here now is such a waste. They should have been deployed in that 10 and 15 minutes ago to then come up and do reconnaissance. Like, maybe their plan isn't to recon. Maybe it's to then come in on foot. Maybe they're thinking if they go for this HVT, they'll pull OPFOR forces north. But the fact that they just took fire from this position indicates there's still an OPFOR garrison here. And I think they're realizing that, so now they're going to remount and deploy somewhere else. That is the smart call. Maybe Blue 4 was thinking in this fight right here, they'd pull attention away, and then this team could sneak in and get the HVT and take them out. But that does not appear to be the case. Blue 4 also knows that this capture zone is OPFOR garrison because they've lost the other Special Forces group in that side. But now it's just a matter of, can this Blue 4 group get the prisoner, because it seems like a lot of people want to stay on the observation post and not actually go into the prison. So we have a lot of forces out here for Blue 4, I guess, in reserve. That can be the only term to describe them, because if Blue 4 wanted them into the town, they'd come into the town, but I guess Blue 4, since they have control in the buildings, or some of the buildings around the prison, but they're taking some fire from others, I gotta wonder what's going through their heads. But we've got now the helicopter coming in, potentially to deploy the Special Forces on the rooftop, maybe to grab them. deploying out here. You got a GMG now trying to engage him. It's at maximum range. That's climbing in the Nox, and it takes Nox out. Oh! Oh! He's got it ranged now. Can he take more out? Oh my god. Gets Skipoo as well. You had everywhere to land here where you had security. Oh my god. That's deserved. You could have landed in so many other spots where it was safe for you, but you instead went for a... I get why they went in this position because that's where they came in previously. But especially if they're doing a plan where they're resulting in pulling forces in. Again, from the aerial view, it's easy for us to be mad about certain things. Basically, Blue 4 made a decision. It was the wrong one to make in the moment, but oh well. We have a car that just got blown up over here and a dead Blue 4 member. I don't even know what the heck happened there. A little car bomb goes off. But I just love that these two OPFOR have been picking people off. You got Audrey with 2 kills, Gregory with 1. Audrey Sip, unfortunately, is uncon, might not wake back up. Gregory is a medic, but not sure if he can sustain. And now you've got OPFOR potentially going to come in with QRF and cause further issues. I really don't understand why Blue 4 isn't trying to rush take this building. I think they tried that. They got a few people picked off by OPFOR overwatching, and now they're too scared to push in thinking there's a bigger garrison. I just don't understand why we're not seeing people vault over the walls here and try a different angle. How can 2 people pin a group literally 10 to 15 times their size? It floors me. It floors me. So Cardboard, who's Twig King in the op, by the way, but I'm assuming since he's here, he's dead, are saying that these guys have lost their squad leader, so it's just a no one taking initiative issue. Yeah, we see Hotel's squad leader's knocked uncon. Gulf's squad leader is dead down here. So no one took the radio backpack, so they're stuck there, essentially. And it just goes to show you how important communication is. OPFOR lost their commanders early on in this fight, but still the squad leaders can take initiative and communicate with each other, but here it's... Ay, ay, ay. We've got another OPFOR group back here. This 3-man team are the group that assaulted Echo earlier. They're now coming in. And I'm going to be honest, I think OPFOR might actually be able to defend the prison here. The cash-in isn't for another 20 minutes, give or take. Math, a little less than 20 minutes, actually. It would be the hour and 8 mark. So, actually, that's, God, bad math. Bad at math here. That's still another 26, 25 minutes away, but Blue 4 have to move the guy out of the prison. But we see these guys go prone. They're striking an Oliver down here. But now you finally have Blue 4 breaching into the prison. But they are incredibly late. Now you got additional OPFOR reinforcements coming in to potentially stop them. Why did... What? So Bluck is on 2 kills. Oh, because Blue 4 drove a single Humvee. Why? Why is Blue 4 now throwing random manpower away? You got the helicopter waiting over here. That's Damien. I think he's standing by to pick up the HVT. It's just... I don't know. Now you have another UAZ coming around. The 117 catches him, takes him out. There's just a lot of weird skirmish calls being made here. And now OPFOR are right next to a Blue 4 building breaching. We got GMGs firing in. I think they're trying to walk these shots up here, but we have another vehicle taken out. That's a Humvee. They're trying to get the GMG to stack up on this building. But it's short. If they were to move 20 meters closer, they could hit this, but I think they're wising up to that and actually folding off of that Overwatch position. There it is. But unfortunately, Blue 4 were able to get off of that rooftop. Spirit taking some pot shots down at Curie here. Blue 4 have the prisoner. They're trying to move him out. Gregory, it looks like he died. I don't see him down at the moment, so it looks like he was finally taken out. But now OPFOR have teams right next to the prison. Can this three-man team stop the prisoner from being taken out? Blue 4 still have good odds here to win this. It's just I'm not sure they'll have the manpower to then go over and take the prison because OPFOR have rallied at this point. Are they going to move him to the roof? They might try to do a rooftop extraction. That is incredibly risky. It can be done, though, but that is incredibly risky with all things going. You could have the UAZ get closer and just artillery the hell out of this spot. I'm surprised he's not being kept somewhere. What are you... What? Here, catch the VIP! Wait, where'd the VIP go? At least he's in a better spot, but... I don't know why they didn't just run him down. Like, they actually got lost in this two-story building. That's incredible. Maybe this guy's about to find him. He does. OPFOR, though, pushing around the corner. He's got the 1117 now in the middle. Blue 4 push the OPFOR position over here. Woodbury finds Spirit and double taps him. Camred comes around. The turret, I think, spotted him. He's now trying to drive him forward. This position taking more fire from GMGs as they're getting people knocked out, not realizing their spots ranged in. Grenades going off. And they're trying to run the VIP out now. Grenades going back and forth. They could potentially run the VIP to the 1117 and have it drive off. That, at this rate, is going to be their best course. It can then rendezvous with the helicopter and get picked up. Camera trying to use grenades on the 1117. Grenades actually will do a bit of damage because it's very lightly armored. He pops smokes in a panic. And this big Blue 4 team is pinned up here, and they don't have any communication, so they're screwed. It's just, can any OPFOR stragglers come in and finish the job? Blue 4 now bringing in more reinforcements. This is a game of stall at this point. How much attrition damage can the OPFOR players in here do to actually turn the tides? Kermit gets... What? But no. No, 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 no. Come on. Why? Why? Me pushing in to kill enemies with my teammates. Where'd my teammate go? Oh no, a person. Let me shoot him. Alright, smoke is down. They're loading the guy in here. Okay, he's loaded.
You've loaded in?
And now they're driving to friendly lines. Alright, VIP is out. I'm assuming they're going to drive out to a corner, coordinate with the pilot, pick him up, and bring him to the extract point. They still have plenty of time to do it. Oh, only to get blue on blue by Toxic 2. Oh my god. Oh, that was incredible. Here, he only had one bullet in his magazine. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? What is this? What the hell just happened? Oh my god. Of course that's gonna be a clip. What the hell? AT just got fired in the 113 from a distance. 50 cal now opening up. That was, I think, Orn making that AT shot. Great shot there as OFCRA tried to bring reinforcements in. Looks like they're getting in the helicopter. They're going to potentially go pick up the VIP. Mr. White trying to call this in. These guys kind of pinned. They're going to potentially have to fold back into that military base for better cover. Blue 4, though, we're probably going to see them now transition into taking the capture zone. A lot of OPFOR have now pulled out of the HVT's position. They're now going to cover the prison. But they're coming down in chunks, and some of those chunks are getting intercepted. I don't know. There was a lot of misplaying on both sides here. Blue 4 not having two ICs pick up radios, for example, and just staying on Overwatch positions triggers the Overwatch fallacy. That took literally Blue 4 sending in more manpower before one of the squads finally wised up, grabbed the VIP, managed to pull him out. There were a lot of weird LZ choices and whatnot, but again, we have the power of the 2020 vision of the overarching interface. You can only imagine what crazy communication nightmare is actually going on for these forces. I kind of want to see Green Thumb breach this building and kill everybody. Gonna be honest. A little bit of hesitation there by Green. He pops a grenade. Gets his first kill. Blue 4's medic just got the wounded up. He's now pushing. Cheeseburger, I think, spotting through the doorway. Cheese just scored another kill. Yeah, stairwell's over here. Green, I think, is checking the entirety of this building here. But yeah, these areas are urban nightmares since they're fully garrisonable and whatnot. Yep, he's calling that in, but Green has places he can run to. He immediately takes fire from Cheeseburger and is forced to run back in. And is now completing his circle. Looking at the map, Blue 4 is rallying everything. 1117's back here. I assume he's going to land and pick him up. Yep. And they're going to at least get those 2 points because they still have a good 10-15 minutes to score that. And then we're just going to see Blue 4 rally and then push the final position here, and that's going to be the game. Op4, unless they rally everyone to this capture zone. I think we'll see that happen after the official points are calculated, but that gives Blue 4 plenty of time to actually get in there before Op4 can push everything. Wow, quick response there by Dava, watching that corner. Green Thumb still holding that area. I feel bad for Sip up here. He's been uncon for a good 15 to 20 minutes after getting those 2 kills and a vehicle explosion. Korvac can't tell if he just knocks Gonzalez out. He's definitely knocked out up there, still holding his 152. Cheeseburger coming around, breaching. And I'm assuming the VIP is on the helicopter. Now we play the game of wait and see. Cheeseburger finds an angle on Putek, knocks him out. We need to see a double tap. Does Korvac look over? He does not. And that's Cheeseburger's 5th kill. Blue 4 suppressing, Op4 garrisoned over here. All this is doing is keeping forces pinned in the town. However, this squad was the squad that already had their medic down. So, not medic, excuse me, squad leader down, so they wouldn't move even if they were ordered to. So this is just pinning Op4 elements that could potentially move. So, believe it or not, it's actually a bit of a waste of time for Op4 to be in this firefight when we look at everything in perspective. Cheeseburger tries to get a breach in on FPA, or FPG. I don't think he even realized he just got shot at there. Wow, just misses Cheeseburger. Still have some long-range fighting right here. Cheeseburger checking this building.
I'm not sure. Yes.
Another death to the Cheeseburger epidemic. Well, the Iraqis have AKs and RPDs. Cheeseburger's stalking this dude. And gets a headshot. Ion PMC have the SIG 5.56s. That, I believe, is Cheeseburger's 6th kill. Korvac stalking back here. He's one of the Ion guys with the SIG. You can see that they've got a camo. Oh, he's got claymores. Oh no, but Cheeseburger's coming around. Oh my god. No way. Oh my god. Korvac. No freaking way. No freaking way. Korvac's trying to bait him. But Cheeseburger is not playing that game. Dennis, on the other hand, he's running around. Hold on, he's going to get a pick off here. Tunnel visioning on Killer. Take your shots. Take your shots. You got him. Take your shots, Dennis. He opts not to. Why are you getting on? I guess the smoke on his side is too thick. Yeah, now Dewitt said. Did you think they were friendly? What? Why would you put yourself in the open if you thought they were okay. 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 I don't know. Like, I would get the side of the road if you're trying to get a better shot, but you literally ran in the... Oh, Dennis! Will you redeem yourself and channel your inner odd... Anyway. Alright, a 1-1-3 versus 3 OPFOR hiding in the bushes. Who wins? Oh, they got AT. Is he gonna get it? Fonz, take your shot. Honestly, it's a tough shot to make. Did it stop? Wait. What? Yeah, that's kind of on the course for the Iraqi army, not gonna lie. Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. That's all I got. Ah, I see. So they weren't actually warheads, they were training rounds. And they knew if they used a training round on the 1117, the 1117 would have thought, oh, well, we're dead. Might as well take you all out with me. But by shooting them over the 1117 and causing an audio cue proc, it made the 1117 think it was under AT fire, so it then retreated. Furthermore, those warheads came around and hit American dogs in the town that were sniffing out OPFOR players like Korvac. Because Korvac, you know, he's planting mines, and those dogs are probably going to stop him. So I see OPFOR is ingenious in this strategy. It's just classic. All right, great. Awesome. Anyway, Blue 4 mostly pulled out of this position. They're making a rally point right here, I guess, to then go into the capture point. They've got 5 minutes before things are scored in. We'll see if Blue 4 gets the VIP in on time. We've got more shots coming up here. Unsure. It looks like they got some bleeds. Let's go ahead and check out the extraction point zone. It's right here. Is the VIP in the extraction point? By legal definition, he is. Excellent. Looking at the infantry, Blue 4 have pretty much a full section. OPFOR also have a full section, so numbers are pretty even right now, but OPFOR is pretty dispersed. Both sides are going to gain 2 points. OPFOR for keeping the HVI alive, Blue 4 for getting the prisoner out. Actually, excuse me, the HVT alive. So now it's just going to be all hands on the capture zone, and whoever also inches out the supremacy bonus will potentially tip the side, because at this rate, it's going to be 2 versus... Actually, no, the supremacy bonus won't really play in unless they get 5 people or less to tie up the western objective, the refinery objective, so... just a bit of downtime at this point. Got Blue 4 plinking at some OPFOR stragglers as well. Oh, well. I don't know, when you've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 highlights to work with. Yeah, any video that gives me 10 different highlights, it's a good video. Cheeseburger is gone. He's gone with the wind. I'm looking for him in the roster. He got in the 1117 and he drove off. Looking for more Americans to give heart disease to. What a true hero. And now we're just going to wait for Blue 4 to transition over to the final zone, because they're not going to have enough time to go for the HVT. Maybe they'll use their helicopter as well to field forces in, but Yeah, they're not really giving themselves much to work with. Maybe they're dividing everything into the remaining Humvees here to decide who gets what vehicle. I just hope they don't charge right into the final zone, but at the same time, they might be able to get away with that because there's only a handful of dudes actually defending. Now, what I'm curious about is, did they pick up enemy get? Yes, they did. Because why wouldn't you? They've got suppressed M4s. No one chose the MP7. I'm not going to lie, though. The MP7, like, to stash away to have as a CQC weapon in here wouldn't be a bad choice. So now we just got to wait. All right, how is everyone's day? In about 2 hours and 15 minutes, we will be on the ground, not on the ground, excuse me, Zeusing Pog's operation. It's going to be a fairly quick one, only about an hour, and then we'll probably go right into some mission dev. After this operation concludes, I'm going to pick a few missions that I need to make and, well, go ahead and make them. Because I made myself a list of all the missions I need to develop. We need to at least finish the next training operation, and then I'm thinking about making a Vietnam-era mission for Saturday to host. But we'll see how things go. Thinking about running the training op as well that we're making right now on Saturday or Sunday, but we'll see. These people don't have those rules. It's just, you know, if you fly in with a full squad and land on a pad LZ and die. I mean, just look at the last OFCRA mission we covered 2 weeks ago. The Blue 4 element, which was the U.S. invading Panama, lost an entire Venom gunship, or was it a UH-60? I forget, but they basically lost an entire helicopter worth of guys because the pilot got sniped because they landed right next to an Op 4 group, or at least attempted. And it was pretty brutal. It was a Huey? Yeah. Pretty brutal. You got Korvac over here. And the only Blue 4 guy left in that AO is Toxic. So Blue 4 have rallied everyone over here. I assume they're waiting for that final thing to go in. They've got a minute before the end game procs. I'm going to be honest, this is the biggest amount of infantry I've seen left over for the last 30 minutes of OFCRA, so we're still going to have a pretty nice fight on our hands here. So we'll just have to see how things go. But I don't know why Blue 4 was waiting so long to deploy. I guess they're trying to verify that they'll gain the points. But who knows? Sniped 9 Op 4 gamers and killed a BTR in that mission. I couldn't carry them enough, sadly. You're talking about the round from 2 weeks ago, right? Korvac spots Toxic, but is unable to deliver the killing blow. Toxic, I think, pops a smoke and panic. The DayZ server update threw an absolute wrench into modding. Yeah, but that's kind of what Bohemia does. Every time there's a major update, they break all the mods. That's just how things go. I don't know how they're going to do it with Reforger, though, because they've released all the same stuff they used to make the gameplay for Reforger as the mod tools, but hey, we'll see. All right, let's see. Kill the HVT, failed by West, completed by East. Extract to the US base, completed by the West, failed by the East. So basically, right now, the scoreboard is 2-2. The final objective here, which will be cashed out in 30 minutes, is worth 3 points. Whoever has the number advantage in this purple zone at the oil refinery by the end of the game will get 3 points and win the game. The only other way this game could play out is a tied game, because you still have the supremacy bonus in the background. And the only way that's going to work is if one side loses the refinery but still has 15 plus players left for the others. I don't know. I don't think we're going to see the supremacy points actually sway the difference based off of what's going on here. Both sides still have a big chunk of infantry remaining. And now Op4 hear the dinner bell of those points being cashed in, so now they're all going to run over to this refinery area. But it looks like Blue 4 was waiting for that to happen so they could then deploy all their forces. Butler got knocked uncon, and he's being left behind. And you got these guys now playing bumper cars with each other. But yeah, Blue 4 is now going to charge in and try to take that final objective, because I guess Op 4, because they don't have a commander right now because he got sniped off in the beginning of the game, they're not going to know to run over that final objective. So you're going to see Blue 4 steamroll that final position at this rate, and then maybe Op 4 will send some stragglers up and they'll get picked off. Shut up, dwarves. Though that's a tempting offer. We just heard AT fire off. That might have been Korvac trying to hit the UAZ running off or something. Yeah, we see the spent AT4 right there. But otherwise, I mean, this is it. So it's definitely leaning into Blue 4's favor right now, unless they completely misplay this. I don't know. We could see the next Papega Pirate or Scandi Recon group in Op 4 Papa, and they could stop everything that comes by and hold the line enough for Op 4 reinforcements to come in. Wouldn't that be something? Who are our players here? We have Settler. We've got a naked guy that's cable tied on the road. We've got Dufox, or Frox, excuse me, Dufro. I don't know, it's French. We got Mosquit. We've got Coaster. We've got Montes, and we got Speed over here. So we've got some really, really top-end players here. We'll just have to see how things go. And Op 4, they had enough assets to drive around. It's just they're not using them. So maybe our Op 4 Suicide Squad here in Papa can actually hold off the Blue 4 onslaught, as we have a massive amount of vehicles coming in. But Op 4's first wave of reinforcements coming in. We got an SPG-9 Humvee. Excuse me, not Humvee, UAZ. That's not an SPG-9, that is a Dishka. And we also have another UAZ with 5 infantry coming in, but Blue 4 are getting the lead, but they're dismounting early. This might allow for Op 4 to rush in reinforcements to quickly and hastily reinforce this defensive line, but will they be intercepted on the way? We've got an unarmed Humvee over on the side with no 50 cal to snipe out these vehicles as they drive up. This could change the game, as Op 4 are just watching their rear here instead. So Blue 4 playing this defensively. I can understand why, though. We also have this little bird. It was flashing. We saw shooting flares off. 117 coming in, though. It is starting to engage the defensive line with its GMG. Oh, Kosoder, he's trying to run. He gets down. GMG is just being used as a shock weapon at the moment. Good use of the overpass to elevate that vehicle's weapon platforms up. Speed now taking fire. I'd assume that GMG's reloading because they're about to use it again. Yep. And the 50 cal. No, it's the Dishka. The Dishka is now being utilized to try to penetrate in on the 117 here as it keeps returning fire. Dishka could snipe the units out of the 117. We just saw some of those bullets hit. Honestly, that GMG should have been paired with a Thunder Run so that Blue 4 could have dismounted immediately on. That would have been a better use for it, because right now it's just harassing the garrison. It's not really doing much else. Blue 4 could have been a lot more aggressive with this and dismounted like right on the edge and suppressed, but right now that GMG is really just burning its ammo. Speaking of, we have our first KIA in our Suicide Squad. 2 KIAs! Coster taken out by the 117, and Speed, as he tried to get the 50 cal up, was unfortunately sniped. We see GMG rounds flying. They're actually going over! See, this is another issue when you do a crossfire like this, because if you fire over and miss, you might hit friendly forces. And Kermit, I'm gonna be honest, they usually are, but they're, I don't know, buddy, they're kind of doing some damage today. More rounds going over, that might freak Blue 4 out. We've got more OPFOR reinforcements. But they've done the classic OFCRA maneuver of not driving into the objective to support their guys. No, they're going to wait on the outside and see how it plays out. Oh my gosh, I think OPFOR's not even going to decide to go into the base. Why would they? Just stay on the outskirts, see how it plays out. Overwatch fallacy. Anyway. Why go in there? It's dangerous. There's stuff going on. Let's just stay out here instead. So anyway, Cheeseburger unfortunately gets knocked out because he was trying to one-man army this. I'm going to be honest, I would love to see an episode of just Cheeseburger going in and killing everyone John Wick style, but just wasn't in the cards. Also, yeah, the OPFOR had GMGs kill like a good chunk of a Special Forces team that landed earlier in the match too. So I don't know. I think they took that mod away because I've seen how GMGs normally behave with the mod on, and I don't think it's on right now. And I'm going to be honest, I like it that way. Come on, Cheeseburger. There's no way he's getting up, though. He would have gotten up by now. So, rest in peace, Cheeseburger. Blue 4 moving up all their forces. We've got another small team over here. This appears to be ground command. Excellent. And you got the 1117 up here. Just, I don't really know what they're doing. Okay, I thought the gun was facing that way. They turned it left. They're facing everything out here instead. Awesome. Now you got some of the Special Forces weapons that OPFOR has taken now being utilized against the remainder of Blue 4 here. But OPFOR deciding to instead engage their own forces in the garrison. That's why OPFOR didn't drive in here. It looks like the Iraqi forces here have spotted some of the Ion players and think they're hostiles. Man, if only, guys, there was a way for the sides to know, like based off of a, you know, a system, like a positive identification, how the sides work. And you're claiming they saw the SIGs, but I'm going to be honest, they've got, you know, SIG 556s, and they are on the sign. But, you know, if only, guys, there was a way for, you know, units to, like, get a visual to see what the enemies and the friendlies looked like, you know, like, you know, some sort of, like, solid surface to put an image to show off the tan uniforms compared to the brown, you know. God, I guess we'll never know, right, guys? I guess we'll never know. You know, we've got about 20 minutes remaining here. We still have forces on the Overwatch position firing up at this position. These guys are going to stay there the entire game. Those guys over there are probably going to stay there the entire game as well. So OPFOR trying to reinforce with half. You got this group now moving up on foot. That's going to take them at least 5 to 10 minutes to get up there, leaving another 5 to 10 minutes of the game. Blue 4 is going to get into this AO just by sheer willpower alone, but it's very nice to see the remainder of OPFOR here doing their best to hold this position. Mosquit somehow vaults over this as it opens and just eliminated Blue 4 ground command in a single fell swoop. 20 minutes remaining. Is Timek gonna come in and get revenge? No, he's AFK. Wait, he comes back. That's amazing. Will Timek get revenge? He does not. Why is ground command pushing the objective without his infantry support? Good question. I have no idea. Welcome to OFCRA, where even I don't know what the hell is going on, and I have a bird's eye view. Why do you think I'm so grouchy all the damn time when I comment on this stuff? Again, it's because they have limited communication, but he's the ground commander. And you have all of these forces here that clearly coordinated to drive in at the same time. Don't worry about it. Oh god, and now you got Echo assaulting the rear of the forces over here. That's going to keep them pinned. You got more OPFOR coming in as well. This is allowing time for Blue 4 to breach this position as the M2 on that 1117's firing to keep OPFOR pinned here as well. This is so swell. I hate to say it, guys, but I think Cheeseburger's dead. Yep. Cheeseburger has been eaten by sharks in the desert. What a shame. GMG now annihilating this street as OPFOR is trying to push forces in, and that's just going to keep the pin. Oh no, they're speaking French. That's an immediate tell for OPFOR that there's Blue 4 in the zone. Oh yeah, no, they have a really good spot. If OPFOR had any vehicles to field with guns, though, they would easily be able to snipe it out. They tried earlier, but he just wasn't able to get the proper shot. Grenades going overhead. Gunner has been taken out. Asada playing chicken with the 1117. Are you shooting at Mosquit or Settler? What? OPFOR's folding out of the position. This is amazing. I can't tell who they're shooting at. And now they're shooting back. Or were they shooting at... No, they're shooting at the Blue 4 guys right here. Okay. Okay. This is getting really confusing. 1117 is getting flanked by a 3-man team. Do they have AT? They do have AT. And it's Scandi Recon players. I can't believe it. And it's SL Dream. This is amazing. Can Dream channel his inner Audrey Hotto and destroy the 1117? Cats with the finish off shot. And that's all she wrote. Look at that. Some actual competence, guys. You gotta love it. And again, we're juxtaposing that over the fact that OPFOR tried that already and missed both shots, and it was kind of funny. But anyway. Alright, OPFOR have multiple wounded here. We got Blue 4. Technically, it's 4-2 right now in the capture zone. Blue 4's helicopter still going overhead. OPFOR getting harassed on all sides. I think, unless we see this 4-man team come in and sweep the remaining area. OPFOR have a big amount of numbers, though, on the side. Blue 4 have taken a massive amount of casualties to come in here. I'm actually confused where Blue 4's numbers went. And Depso is still bleeding out over here. The Bellend. We could see OPFOR still rally in and take this objective back. And, oh, man. We got Korvac back here with the 50 cal. He is sniping out. I'm really surprised Kajanovic is still alive. That's multiple 50 cal shots. OPFOR could still win this. That's really surprising. And it's going to have to be Scandi Recon coming in and cleaning out the rest of these forces here. And then other forces trickling in as well. We still have a big chunk of OPFOR reinforcements are finally folding off of their positions. I think Korvac's waiting them out to make them have a false sense of security, and then he's going to snipe them. Force two-man group taking fire up here. One of them goes down. Short's checking. His buddy's dead. Scandi now breaching. They might have spotted this Blue 4 member down right here. But Malin gets the shot, knocks him out. Has Blue 4 actually managed to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory here? Damien landing the helicopter, going for the 50 cal. He could flank Korvac's position. Korvac, I think, heard it land, so he's going to reposition. Malin double tapping ground command, officially gets the kill. Other guy wakes back up, tries to crawl away, and he gets taken out by the Iraqi Republican Guard. Wow. OFCRA now have the number advantage in the refinery. Blue 4 have no manpower left to speak of. And OFCRA might have actually won this, guys. I can't believe it. Because Blue 4 took way too much attrition on this fight. Blue 4 trying to hold with now their 4-man garrison here. It's Timek, Ivno, Orin, and James Ryder. Fun fact, Ivno is on the multi, so if you want to watch his POV, Cats breaches in, catches Timek and shoots him in the back of the head. That's going to tip off the remaining Blue 4 players that they are now being pushed. OFCRA had a messy start in the beginning, lost a lot of vehicles. But they held their positions. Ground command dying, I guess, prevented them from doing really stupid coordinations. Blue 4, meanwhile, I think had too much communication, and communication got severed in the points where it mattered the most, and then it just, fell apart. It's a standoff. Korvac's in the driver's seat. I think just watching the gunner right there. And the gunner's, he's waiting for Damien to look away. And Damien, I'm really surprised he's not unloading 50 cal into this Vic. Damien, it wasn't there when you landed. It's...
Enemy on the dismount point. Enemy on the dismount point.
Shoot it. What are you doing? Just, you have a 50 cal. Fill it with bullets. Fill it with bullets. Yes, yes, thank you. More bullets. More bullets, Damien. That was 3, you have a box of 100. More bullets. Oh my God. Bullets, Damien! Use your bullets! Damien! Damien, the bullets! The bullets, Damien! They're in your gun! Use them! Use your bullets, Damien! Oh no! Oh my God! What are you doing? What is this? Damien, your bullets! No. No way. What? Are you gonna blow it? What?
Be careful if you hear the helicopter movement, that's the enemy. Be careful.
What are you doing? What? What is this? What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me with this? Are you actually kidding me? He's trying to drive away. Korvac, you have AT. Use it. Oh my god. Wait, why did OPFOR just try to shoot him with AT? What is going on? Why are you now GLing Korvac? Korvac's now chasing the Humvee. You have AT, use it. Korvac, use the AT. Please. What just... Anyway, Scandia Recon took over the base. That wasn't going to be surprising. What are you... What... What's our time? Okay. 7 minutes remaining. 2 blue, 4 alive, 1 down. Some of the dumbest gameplay I've seen in a while. We also have Samuel. Samuel on a massive kill streak of 0. And we have this unconscious guy who also has 0. So, Don, so I don't forget to later, can we just pay it out to OPFOR? Feel free to pay it out to OPFOR. Because at this point, Blue 4 is down less than 5 people, which means OPFOR gained an additional 3 points in a supremacy bonus. OPFOR has controlled the final objective. That's going to be another 3 points, which means OPFOR's grand total is going to be 8. Blue 4 is going to have 2, maybe 3 if there's less than 15 players alive. Why would you drive a Blue 4 vehicle into an OPFOR controlled position without announcing yourself over the net? Samuel's getting harassed over there with bullets. I saw Samuel trying to touch the tree, and the tree did not appreciate it. Oh my god, Damien! Damien gets shot by Mr. White. It's GG. Alright, it's done. It's over. Cool. They got knocked out. It's over. I'm ending this clown fest. We'll be back in a little under 2 hours for some Zeusing, and then maybe we'll do some mission dev after. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Hopefully I'll see you in 2 hours. Otherwise, cheers, and have a good one. Final score, I mean, I'll do a quick head count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so Blue 4 is not going to get any supremacy points because there's still more than 15 OPFOR guys alive. So final score is going to be 8-2 in OPFOR's favor. Have a good one, everyone. I'm going to go jump out my window.